Mr. Fry, I trust that you had a productive meeting with Mr. Owen.
Oh, yes. We had the most wonderful chat. I found out the man behind Starrick's soothing syrup is John Elliotson.
Dr. Elliotson, I haven't heard that name in a long while. He was a brilliant heart specialist until he became obsessed with phrenology and mesmerism. It ruined his career. Well, how shall we proceed?
Oh, with all respect, Mr. Darwin, I believe I should proceed alone. After all, we wouldn't want to attract any unwanted attention.
Sounds very wise. Good luck, my boy. Oh, and Mr. Fry, should you find yourself with any free time, please do call on me.
Would I find the doctor? Ah.
As you've just witnessed, the application of too much pressure can sometimes result in unexpected outcomes. Unfortunately, it appears I've ruined the organ. Send up a cadaver.
At once, Dr. Elliotson.
I don't care about your ethics, and I care even less about your damn patience. Now hand over your keys.
What are you doing?
Haven't you heard? You're fired. Now bugger off.
How to do it.
I shall resume my discourse. True science. The idea that we can point out connections and relations between the conditions and development of the brain, and perhaps more importantly, the manifestations of the mind, is no longer a pervasive phenomenon. As we previously studied, phrenology, when rigorously practiced, allows us to discover each from an observation of the other. The science of mind teaches us how to but also how to measure the
What's the matter?
Oh, young man, help. I must speak with Miss Nightingale at once. One of the brutes stole my key, and there's no one around. I can't get out of here.
Stole your key. Don't go anywhere. I might be able to do something.
Oh, quite. Thank you, sir. Well, you'll know where to find me, sir. We'll wait here. There is something very peculiar about that Dr. Elliotson. Dr. Elliotson cannot be allowed to continue his experimentations. I must speak to Nurse Nightingale.
Manifestations of the mind is no longer a pervasive. Yet, as we have previously studied, phenomenon allows us to For instance, this specimen is overdeveloped was found on our side back in 10. Temperature reports, as previously measured, established the correctness of both police records and medical. What the devil? I am, of course, referring to the specimen's tendency to Despite the specimen's reaction to the procedure, the soothing syrup anesthetize the senses and it down without suffering. The undeniable effectiveness of the medicine of tomorrow. While we are waiting, I shall resume my discourse on phrenology, the only true science of the mind. The idea that one can point out connections and relations which exist between the conditions and development of the brain, and perhaps more importantly, the manifestations of the mind, is no longer a pervasive. Phrenology, with rigorous practice, allows us to discover each from an observation of the other. The science of the mind teaches us how to live behind it.
Syrup won't cure. Haven't you heard? Stocks are low.
He's not supposed to be here!
Oh, blimey, hold him down, will you? What's wrong with him? Do I look like a doctor? He's balmy is all. Nothing a little syrup won't cure. Haven't you heard? Stocks are low. We can't administer soothing syrup without Dr. Elliotson's written consent. Ah, bollocks. trouble for this.
While we wait, I shall resume my discourse on phrenology, the only true science of mind. Which exists between the conditions of the brain and perhaps the manifestations of the mind is no longer a pervasive phenomenon. Yet as we have previously studied, phrenology, rigorous procedure, allows a something simple as the science of mind teaches us how to not only identify, but also how to measure the mental faculties of the patient. For instance, this specimen is overdeveloped with its spinal side at the back of its head. The protuberance is previously measured is set for correctness of both police records and medical observation. I am
There is something very peculiar about that Dr. Elliotson. Dr. Elliotson cannot be allowed to continue his experimentation. I must speak to Nurse Nightingale. She will know what to do.
And then he tells her to bugger off, but she can't get out without her key.
the only true science of the mind.
He's like a
The
magician, that
idea
one.
that one can point out connections and relations which exist between the conditions and development of the brain and perhaps in the manifestations of the mind. Yet as we previously studied, phrenology, when rigorously practiced, allows us to discover each from an observation like the other. The science of mind teaches us how to not only identify, but also how to measure the mental faculties of the patient. For instance, this specimen is overdeveloped when it's found on either side of the back of its head. The protuberance, as previously measured, is set for correctness of both police records and medical observation. I am, of course,
Grandmaster Sterrick warns about you, assassin.
Your presence in London has not gone unnoticed.
Especially since the destruction.
At last it ends. Yet I can only think of beginnings. A better tomorrow. Forged with the blood of visionaries.
All I see is the blood of a lunatic.
Do you truly believe murdering an old man will stop humanity's great architect? Crawford Starrick has a glorious design for mankind.
Designs are meant to be broken.
You're a child. A child who believes it can solve all the world's woes with a flick of a blade. Have you ever pondered the consequences of your actions, Jacob Fry? Or did your father teach you nothing?
Elliotson expired, and soothing syrup production has ceased? Outrageous!
Fry intends to endanger all of London at the hands of the mob.
Or perhaps he doesn't intend much of anything at all, but is simply content to dice with our lives.
The asylum is shut up. Medical care throughout the city is in disarray. He cannot understand the consequences of his actions. The man is clearly an anarchist!
Gentlemen, this tea was brought to me from India by a ship, then up from the harbor to a factory, where it was packaged and ferried by carriage to my door, unpacked in the larder and brought upstairs to me. All by men and women who work for me, who are indebted to me, Crawford Starrick, for their jobs, the time, the very lives they lead. They will work in my factories, and so too shall their children. And you come to me with talk of this Jacob Fry, this insignificant blemish who calls himself assassin? You disrespect the very city that works day and night so that we may drink this miracle, this tea.
I'm nearing the end of my research. Our beloved London shall not suffer such a bothersome fool for much longer.
And what of the sister I've heard of, Miss Fry?
Miss Fry shall be gutted. Soon enough. Delicious.
Sorry to interrupt, Initiate. Thought you'd like to know that Sean and Rebecca got away from Otzoberg. Berg runs a unit called Sigma Team. Violet DaCosta is his tech support. They've been hunting and killing assassins for a long time. Thank God you're all right.
Oh, tish tosh. It'll take more than a Templar super soldier to end the glorious saga of Sean Danger Hastings.
I was talking to Rebecca.
Right. Anyway, Berg's presence confirms it. The Peace of Eden is in London.
The Initiate's data sync suggests it's the Shroud.
The Templars seem to want it pretty bad all of a sudden. They must know something we don't.
The only thing we know is that we can't go up against Sigma Team alone.
Leave that to me. In the meantime, keep a low profile. Let the Initiate continue to sync the data.
Owning the railway wasn't enough. Now Starrick has bought an omnibus company as well. I suppose he wants to control the neighborhood's workers and keep them under his thumb.
Pearl Attaway is Starrick's competitor, is she? Perhaps it's time I went into business.
And Miss Fry, what are your plans?
I studied the history we recovered from the Kenway Mansion's hidden room. I'm off to a certain monument